All right, hello there, thrill seekers. And before I get started, I want to remind you once again that I'm going to be in Europe. I'm leaving in about a month. The dates are now appearing on your screen. I'm going to be in Finland, Germany, and England, and you can see the dates. And if you want to get links directly to go and find out how you can be part of these events, go to hardcorezen.info/events. That's hardcorezen.info/events. All right, now. Okay, I had made a vow to myself about 4 years ago, I guess, and not to talk about current events on this channel. And I've only broken that vow a couple of times. But it just occurred to me that I have the perfect thing to talk about, and I can even promote one of my books in the process, so why not do it? So I want to talk about current events. So as we all know, I think there was an attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump a few days ago. I'm not even sure exactly what day it was. I being not constantly online, missed it and found out about it like half a day after it happened. But it's the talk of the universe right now, especially online. And one of the phenomena, is that the word? One of the things that's happened with all this is that a certain portion of the public who don't like Donald Trump are posting things online saying, oh gosh, it's too bad this shooter missed, and so forth and so on. It's pretty gross stuff. And the other reaction that's happened is that people who like Trump, especially certain really famous internet stars like libs of TikTok and people like that, have been kind of going after these people, going after ordinary citizens who happen to post things that said stuff about Trump and how they wish the shooter hadn't missed and stuff, and then forcing them out of their jobs and things. There was one thing I keep seeing about some lady who worked at Home Depot who lost her job at Home Depot. She's just like a checkout person at Home Depot. And she lost her job at Home Depot because somebody went after her for posting one of these things about wish the shooter hadn't missed and whatever. And then she got found out, and then this person said, Home Depot, don't you know about your employee, and blah, 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 and getting these persons fired. And this I was really kind of annoyed by, because these are the same folks, one has to assume, who were all about like decrying cancel culture. I've been decrying cancel culture myself, but these other people who've been decrying cancel culture for years now engaging in cancel culture and getting people fired from their jobs for things that they said, for having an opinion that they didn't like. Now, if it comes to a public figure who's saying these things, an entertainer or especially a politician, okay, good on you for going after that. They shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't be saying that kind of stuff. But ordinary people, you kind of know. I mean, I understand the argument that it's like a death threat or something like that, but it's not really. Everybody knows. Technically, it may be, fall under the category, but everybody knows it's not. It's just that. It's just a dim-witted, dumb thing to say, and that people vent like that on the internet all the time. So what I've noticed when I've been scanning the internets is that a lot of the people from the sort of right side of the aisle, it seems, are calling this out and saying, look, we should not be engaging in this cancel culture nonsense. Even if these people have opinions we don't like, we should be better than that. And I totally agree. Don't go there. Don't go into that mess. But the other thing I've been seeing on the internet is people posting these usually incredibly long, eloquently written, well-reasoned defenses for why they deserve it. Why the left deserves to finally get a taste of their own medicine. This is the kind of sentiment that I hear a lot, or I've been seeing a lot. And these are always like well-reasoned and nicely written stuff. Not always, but the couple I've seen have been really, taken some time and made this argument justifying their own bad behavior. And this is something that Dogen wrote about that I really liked so much that it became the title of my book, Don't Be a Jerk. So this is when did I put this book out? This is my 2016. Interesting year for this one to come out. Anyway, this is my 2016 book, Don't Be a Jerk. And it is so named because of a translation I did. Well, okay, the deal with this book, in case you don't know, is that I took various pieces of Dogen's writings from Shobo Genzo, and I rewrote them in my own words. I was inspired by seeing this book called God is Disappointed in You, and it was somebody had taken the entire Christian Bible and rewritten it in his own words, and the title he gave it was God is Disappointed in You, because he thought that was the major message of the Bible in his opinion. So I thought I'd do the same thing with Dogen, and that's the deal with this book. So Don't Be a Jerk is my rendition of an essay by Dogen, Shoaku Makusa, Not Doing Wrong. Shoaku Makusa, as I wrote about in this introduction to the thing, is a difficult phrase to translate. And to my mind, Don't Be a Jerk is about as good as any translation you're going to get. Shohaku Makusa means don't make wrong appear. It's kind of the sentiment. So the idea in Buddhism is often various philosophical streams and religions have this thing they call the problem of evil. Like, how do you deal with the problem of evil? This is a big problem for Christians because you have this idea of the all good, all just, all loving God who created the world and everybody in it, and yet there is evil in the world. So how do you explain why there's evil? And there's all sorts of explanations out there. Well, Buddhism doesn't have the problem of having the all good, all powerful, all wonderful, all loving God. That isn't even part of it. But Dogen's idea of the problem of evil is evil doesn't enter into the world until somebody does it. So the problem of evil is usually posited in this kind of abstract way, like there's evil out there. Nobody ever really, I mean, sometimes it's personified in the form of Satan or something like that, but usually it's more nebulous than that. There's just evil out there. And Dogen is saying there isn't, this must have been a thing that Japanese people of his time thought too, but he's saying there isn't evil out there waiting to be done. There is just your own action in this moment. And that action brings evil into the world that wasn't there until you did it. Okay, so that's his contention in this, and that's why the title is this. Even in Japanese, it's a little bit weird. Showaku Makusa, don't make evil appear, is kind of my one way of translating it. So the line that I like best, or that I was most proud of coming up with, is I paraphrased one of Dogen's sayings as, even if the whole universe is nothing but a bunch of jerks doing all kinds of jerk-type things, there is still liberation in simply not being a jerk. And this is my rendition of a phrase which appears in the Nishijima Cross version of Shobo Genzo, just in case you want to know what it really says. I mean, what it really says is in medieval Japanese, but I'll tell you a couple or three different English translations I'll give you. Nishijima Cross have, even if wrong upon wrong pervade the whole universe, and even if wrongs have swallowed the whole Dharma again and again, there is still salvation and liberation in not committing wrong, not making wrong appear. The Kazuaki Tanahashi translation is, even if unwholesome action fills worlds upon worlds and swallows up all things, refrain from doing evil, is emancipation. And the Soto Zen Text Project version goes, even if evils completely filled however many worlds or completely swallowed however many dharmas, there is liberation in not doing evil. So This is the point, and the point of the thing online. The eloquent defenses of, I guess the word the kids use these days is doxing, like forcing these people to lose their jobs and whatnot because they said something unsavory online, is that, well, they're doing it to us, so we should be doing it back to them. It's kind of a playground argument, really. It's a kind of a juvenile argument that little kids make. He hit me first, so I'm going to hit him back. That kind of thing. And Dogen is saying that even if everybody everywhere in the whole universe, I mean, he's really making a huge case, everything is just evil upon evil upon evil, and you're just surrounded with it, and everybody's doing wrong, and it's all bad and wrong and wrong. Don't join in that. Still keep your goodness? I don't know. Stay good. That's a good one, right? Stay good. That might be a nice phrase. It means just do the right thing, even if everybody's doing the wrong thing, even if you don't gain anything from it. I made a comment about this on Twitter, and somebody said, "Oh, we just keep losing, and at least we keep our dignity." And I said back to him, like, why do you regard doing the right thing as losing? It's not losing. Do the right thing at all times, no matter how many people are doing the wrong thing. This is like something you could tell a second grader, This is the kind of thing people do tell second graders. This is the kind of thing my mom told me when I was a kid. Near the end of this chapter, and I'm going to read you my paraphrased version, this little dialogue comes up, and actually this is where my favorite line is embedded, is within this dialogue. It says, Haku Koi was a student of Zen master Choka Dorin. Should be Kyoi, not Koi. Kyoi asked Dorin, what is the meaning of Buddhism? Dorin said, don't be a jerk, do the right thing. Kyoi said, geez, even a 3-year-old could say that. Dorin said, sure, a 3-year-old... Ziggy, hold on, let me finish the video, okay? Dorin said, sure... Ziggy, can I finish the video? Dorin said, sure, a 3-year-old could say it, but even an 80-year-old has trouble doing it. Kyoi bowed in thanks and left. Kyoi was a super respected poet. People thought he was one of the greatest who ever lived, but as far as Zen was concerned, he was a rank amateur. It seems like he never even dreamed the phrase, don't be a jerk. Kyoi thought Dorin was making an intellectual statement. He didn't know that don't be a jerk is the time-honored eternal Buddhist truth. As brilliant as he was in the world of literature, he was kind of a dummy when it came to Buddhism. Even if you tell people not to intentionally be a jerk or encourage them to do the right thing, what really matters is the actual reality of not being a jerk in the here and now. This teaching is the same whether you hear it from a good teacher or whether it's being experienced as the ultimate state of realization. Actual cause and effect is not concerned with whether we characterize it as being about some kind of divine principle or whether we think of it as a natural process. So you don't need to invoke God here. This being so, we can't experience good effects without enacting good causes. Dorin expressed this so his can be called real Buddhist teaching. And here comes the line. Even if the whole universe is nothing but a bunch of jerks doing all kinds of jerk-type things, there is still liberation in simply not being a jerk. Kyoi doesn't get this at all, so he says, geez, even a 3-year-old could say that. He says this because he is unable to express the truth. And then there's some more stuff after that, but that's basically it. So there you go. That's my little message about not being a jerk, and it's a little bit timely, so, I thought good to get it out there right now. So, if you want to contribute to me going back to not talking about current events, you can leave a donation by going to the links that are below in the description if you're on YouTube, or if you don't like to do that, you can go to the URL that I'm showing you on the screen right now, which is hardcorezen.info/donate. That is hardcorezen.info/donate. There you will find my links for Patreon and PayPal, and those are my main way of making a living, and I appreciate your support, but as always, you don't gotta support me if you don't want to support me. Okay. We will see you next time. Have a good time all the time. don't be a jerk.
Hey, Ziggy. Ziggy, were you being a jerk by barking at me when I was doing my video? Nah, you're not really being a jerk. That's just your instincts. Alright, we'll talk to you later, Ziggy. Bye.